Hey, welcome back everyone. How you doing? It's me, Mr. 4K Upscaler. So, what you're looking at here, it's Samsung KS8000 and Xbox One X 4K player. I'm using actually the Xbox One X 4K player with HDMI 2.1 Belkin cable. And I gotta tell you guys, it really looks good. The 4K player and that HDMI 2.1 Belkin cable really looks good, guys. And I don't understand why there's so much hate for the quality of Star Wars The Last Jedi. I've been testing it on Samsung KS8000. Tomorrow I will test it on a Sony. And then I will also test it on my BenQ projector. But for right now, I'm testing it on the Xbox One X 4K player and Samsung KS8000. And I gotta tell you though, it looks pretty good. Sure, it has that film quality, that grain that's in there, that's fine. But it looks pretty darn good. By the way, this video will be recorded with my GoPro Hero 6 camera in native 4K. Now, I purposely chose this scene just to have a little bit of laugh. You know what? I like that they put some comedy in this movie. Because even if it's a serious movie, even if it's a dramatic movie, you should always find some moments to make some comedy, to have a relief of some laugh. And of course, right here, we're gonna laugh about this for a little bit. This will be embedded into our minds forever. Got milk? And of course, the look on her face tells us everything we need to know. She's probably thinking, are you going to milk me as well? And the answer is yes. Mountain Dew. We will milk the Mountain Dew. This should be a commercial for the Mountain Dew. All right, but all kidding aside, it really looks good, guys. The bitrate detail here, the picture quality of this film, the transfer really looks great, and I'm really blown away by the Xbox One X 4K player. This is pretty darn good, and they're definitely taking the advantage of HDMI 2.1 Belkin. It really represents the HDR excellent here. Don't worry, by the end of this movie, I'm going to show you my picture settings that I'm using, okay? Relax. All right, let's go switch from this Mountain Dew commercial really quick. Oh yeah, Mountain Dew for you. Mountain Dew commercial. Okay, I know you guys gonna have a laugh with this, so there you have it. But look, man, the movie really pops with HDR. I know that there's a little bit of grain that's purposely used to have the movie look with that old grainish style of Star Wars. They weren't going for that J.J. Abrams flair, kind of a flair. You know how J.J. Abrams uses a lot of flair in his movies, that flair effect. They weren't going for that, so I personally don't understand why there's so much hate for this movie. The picture quality, it's excellent. The movie, look, the story has to go and it has to evolve. Okay, we cannot always have a happy, satisfying, type of a movie. Okay, this is Star Wars. It's an old franchise, so it has to evolve. It has to go to a next generation. All right, I know these characters are so beloved by so many. I understand that, but they have to evolve. They have to move forward with the franchise. Anyway, let's continue. And I want to say that I'm really impressed by the Xbox One X 4K player. So people who say the Xbox One X is not worth it, man, not only do you get a very powerful console that can handle native 4K and HDR, but at the same time you're getting a really good 4K player here. And here I am on a Samsung KS8000. It looks fantastic. I mean, the movie definitely it's enjoyable, and the transfer it's good for this movie. I don't understand what the complaint is. Uh, I really don't. The transfer is good. for the movie that it's intended to be. Okay, that grain that's on the movie, there's nothing we can do about that. Filmmaker intended that grain to be in the movie, but the HDR, it's here, clarity is here. You see everything in detail. And people who still bash Samsung KS8000, I think you're only bashing it because you don't have it. That's in honesty. This is still a good goddamn TV. I'm sorry for the harsh words, but it's still a good goddamn TV. Okay? Yes, one negative, it's the edge lit. But nobody's going to be watching TV from this like this. Okay? People are going to be watching TV from the center. It, in my opinion, is still the best HDR TV that I have experienced. In my honest opinion. If you guys don't agree with it, that is fine. But just remember, this is coming from a guy that almost tested every freaking TV there is out there, including OLEDs, all 3 generations of OLEDs. Not to mention the projectors that I have. Okay? I want you to understand that. I'm not some kind of a brand boy or fanboy. I'm a person that tells you exactly how I feel about it. And if you don't like it, too bad. That is your problem, not my problem. I'm just here to tell you how I feel. And even the dark scenes in the movie are pretty good. So I don't get it. I don't understand why there's so many complaints about this movie in terms of a transfer. I'm going to test it on Sony X900E. I'm going to test it on BenQ. I'm going to test it on TCL 55P605. But so far what I have seen here, it looks pretty good. And guys, I'm really impressed by the Xbox One X 4K Blu-ray player. I'm not even using Oppo. Guys, I'm not even using Oppo. My Oppo is connected to my projector with Hdmi 2.1 Belkin cable. But this is also connected via Hdmi 2.1 Belkin cable, but it's still pretty darn good. All right, let's go switch to one more scene, and then I'm going to show you my picture settings that I'm using here. Okay, so we're going to go with this scene right here, this frame, because I want to show my respect to her. As you all know, she passed away last year, and a really great actress. So let's go jump into a picture settings. All right, currently I'm using a standard mode. This is what I'm using, a standard mode. And the backlit and contrast, we all know that by now. It has to be to the maximum when it's in HDR mode. Brightness, I left it at 45. Sharpness, I felt, should be at 15 because I don't want to see too much of that grain, so I left it at 15. Color, I felt 53 should be left here for this movie because I don't want to oversaturate my HDR color gamut. And digital clean view, I always keep that on automatic. Auto motion plus, you can keep it on automatic. This new update definitely does a good job. It has a nice, less judder type of a motion flow. It's not still better than Sony. Sony is the god of motion flow, but this is a little bit better than what we had previously. Smart LEDs, I keep that at high. HDMI black levels, I keep it on automatic. Dynamic contrast at high. Color, tone, and warm 2. Gamma, I always leave it at 0. Color space at automatic. And that's pretty much it. Remember, warm 2 and high dynamic contrast. These are the key things right here that you need to pay attention to. So that's my picture settings right here. You guys should pause the video, write these settings down. And this is on the Xbox One X 4K player via Samsung KS8000. By the way, you can use your Samsung remote control and control your Xbox One X. I don't know if you guys knew that. Meaning you don't have to use your controller. You can use your Samsung controller to control your pause and play and menu. Well, there you have it, guys. Hopefully you liked this video. There will be more tests of Star Wars The Last Jedi. Thank you for watching.